Baseball, the arena, Riley, all the good things that left but came back for the better. And suddenly everyone's happy again. Hello, I'm Riley Kavchuk.
And I'm Gwen Good, here to catch up on all the key moments from this week's in sports. From standout performances to crucial plays, we'll bring you all the highlights, the surprises, and everything in between. You're watching LaSalle TV's Home for the Explorers Athletics, SportsLine.
Welcome to SportsLine. We have recaps and upcoming games for all fall sports coming your way.
And later, we get to watch Riley's interview with some members of the swimming and diving team.
But first, let's take a look at our SportsLine top 3.
Are we on camera 2 again? Number 1, an incident occurred during the field hockey game last Friday against St. Louis towards the fourth quarter. Gunshots were heard in the vicinity, causing everyone to run off the field and ended the game abruptly. Police were contacted immediately and luckily nobody got hurt, which is why it's important for me to mention and to remind everyone that Student Counselling Centre is accessible on weekdays for LaSalle students and employees. Please don't hesitate to ask for support.
Number 2, Go Explorers hosted a baseball alumni game this weekend. It was a fun, competitive game and a great start for the program's return.
Number 3, Alvanova Cares student athlete this week's the varsity 8+ boat from the women's rowing team. The Explorers raced 4 boats with every athlete LaSalle sent earning a medal. The Explorers Open 8+ boat earned gold with a time of 17 minutes and 47 seconds. I think we should start off by mentioning what happened at the hockey game. Something like that isn't nice and something we don't want to talk about because we don't want it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But for the girls to remember, that from people, everyone at SportsLine and LaSalle, we're here to support you and we hope everyone's okay. Just make sure you look after each other, take care and take all the time you need, really.
Yeah, we're definitely glad everyone's safe. It's not something we really expected, but we just pray it won't happen again. And then our student care or Nova Care athlete of the week, it was a 8+ boat, it was 9 members. Madison Hintz, Bridget McGinn, Natalie Day, Alexa Ken, Megan, Marissa, Madeline, and Janae. That's it for the top 3. Now let's see how our teams did in this week's recaps. This past Saturday, the LaSalle's men's soccer team picked up their first conference win, 3-1 over the Davidson Wildcats. The Explorers took advantage of the penalties that Davidson surrendered, which led to the big win. It started early on, too, as the 13th minute, Colin Beasley was dragged down in the box, which led to a PK converted by Adani Karojira Kashimaria and put the Explorers up 1. Shortly after, they got another PK goal, this time from Beasley, which put them into NIL. The same player that was responsible for the first foul for Davidson also committed this one, and he was removed from the contest, leaving Davidson down a man. Davidson did battle through as the 40th minute when they were giving a PK opportunity, which converted, making the score 2-1 going into halftime. As the second half begun, LaSalle keeper Randy Burkhart made a huge stop on a volley at the post to keep the score right where it was. Then the Explorers struck again as the 50th minute, Gianmarco Rodillo scored a big insurance goal on a great through ball by Beasley, putting the Explorers ahead by 2. The rest of the game, the Explorers never let up, winning 3-1.
The LaSalle women's soccer team secured their first conference victory of the season on Thursday, a 2-0 win over the Davidson Wildcats. Haley Gasquet and Alexis Garcia netted the goals. This was Garcia's first goal of her career. After a slow start, Garcia broke through, giving LaSalle the lead. Hollenbeck continued to apply pressure, firing 2 more shots on target within 3 minutes, both denied by the Wildcats goalie. In the 28th minute, LaSalle's keeper Michaela Algarado came up with a crucial save to preserve the lead. Suni Dialmo followed with a low strike on goal in the 32nd minute, but again Davidson goalie held firm. As the first half came to a close, Garcia doubled the Explorers' advantage in the final minute. Thanks to assists from Bree Lewis and Kate Longcar, the second half saw Ricochet Walker nearly extended the lead in the 52nd minute, but her shot was saved. Dielmo and Gasquet also had opportunities in the 62nd and 75th minute, but neither could convert. In the final minute, Davidson tried to close the gap with back-to-back shots in the 85th minute and 86th minute, but Algarado made the two clutch saves to ensure the win for LaSalle. This past Sunday, women's soccer faced Loyola Chicago at home. Just 5 minutes in, Cameron Reyes fired off the first shot of the game, which was saved, but Loyola keeper, the Ramblers, fought back with a few goal attempts. Soon after, Loyola received a yellow card. Michaela Algarado was strong in the net, making her first save in the 29th minute. The score was 0-0 by the end of the half. The Ramblers came out aggressive on the offence to start the half. Algarado made 4 saves at the start of the half, keeping a shutout in the net. Just as Hollenbach got her chance for a goal with a shot aimed at the top of the net. Unfortunately, Loyola keeper saved it. Algarado kept up the good work in the net, making an 8th save in the 78th minute. As time began to run out, Alexis Garcia made one last attempt. Neither team could get a goal in, and the end of the game in a 0-0 for the tie for the Explorers.
Field hockey took on St. Louis last Friday, driven by the goalies and defense. The first half was back and forth. The Explorers finished the first half with 4 penalty corner attempts. Compared to the Billikens, early in the second, freshman Ruth Pesvier broke the scoreless contest with an Explorer goal, her second goal of the season. The contest was heated in the early stages of the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, ended with several minutes remaining. LaSalle ended up securing the win of 1-0.
The LaSalle rowing's team kicked off the fall season on Sunday at the King's Head 36 Regatta on the Schuylkill River. The Explorers raced 4 boats with every athlete LaSalle sent earning a medal. The Explorers Open 8+ boat earned a gold with a time of 17 minutes and 47 seconds. The Open 4+ also took the top spot with a time of 20 minutes and 15 seconds. Veronica Brewer rounded out the first place finishing for the Explorers, taking a gold in the 1X in a time of 24 minutes and 46 seconds. The Open Plus B boat medaled alongside the A and B boats from the Open 2X and Open 4+ B boat.
A lot of boats.
A lot of boats. That's quite cool. That's really good from LaSalle in the rowing.
Yeah, definitely. Rowing is a sport just like golf that I can't necessarily understand. But as I was saying before, I didn't realize how much time we had, our NovaCare student athletes, which was Madeline Hins, Bridget McGunn, Natalie D, Lexa Ken, Marissa Pohl, and Megan Lyons, Madeline Wanzer, Madeline Fox, and Jeanne Phillips. Those are all part of the 8+ boat, which did really good this weekend. So congratulations to them, and congratulations to the rowing team. They're having a great start.
Brilliant. That's really cool. And yeah, really good start to the season. Everyone got a little medal. But yeah, let's talk about football. I don't know if it's the luck, but I interviewed the women's soccer team on Thursday and they won. So I don't know what that means.
I don't know. But then we got men's soccer with a final win. They finally won the last 2 games. I was here to talk about last week's game, but they won that game too. So maybe they finally found that one thing that they needed to really construct the team and do good, because they're performing pretty good, especially that kid that I cannot pronounce his name. He's doing amazing.
He's very talented and he's going to keep playing and being good. My only worry though is I think a lot of them have got a little injury. So I think they've just got to be a little bit careful because they are slowly losing men.
I feel like that's how a lot of sports are too, like towards the end and when they're really needed, especially when like playoffs are around the corner, if they qualify for that. Staying healthy is one of the top things that we're going to have to make sure they're maintaining for the rest of the season.
So I think a little message to all the athletes out there is making sure that you're fueling, you're recovering and you're staying hydrated, and especially now it's getting cold. Everyone's getting a little bit stuffy, so making sure we're fresh.
Take care of yourselves.
Take care of yourself, Rose. Take care of yourself.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I got to sit down with members of the swimming and diving team. Stay tuned.
Dear University of...
Thank you for your offer.
To become student ID number 283471.
While I appreciate your desire
For my impeccable academic record,
I must decline the opportunity.
to get a generic degree,
I've decided to tell my story.
To be a student.
not a statistic.
I wish you good luck in the future.
As I embark on mine.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agreed, the scammers are out of control.
Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/secure-our-world.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems.
Welcome back. Riley got the opportunity to sit down with Denise Ushan and Carter Perkins from the Salle Swimming and Diving team to discuss their season. Take a look.
Welcome back to On the Sideline. I'm Riley Kavchuk, and joining me today is Denise Ushan and Carter Perkins from the Salle Swimming and Diving team. How are you guys today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being here. So, with swimming being a not so talked about sport mainly, what's something most people don't know about it that you wish they did?
Do you want to go?
No, I think you can take
Okay. I think that most people hear about like when we train is in the early mornings, but most people don't realize we train twice in the day. So we'll wake up early and then we'll go to class and then we'll go back to practice. People don't usually realize that about swimming, and it's really tiring throughout the day.
Did you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I think not a lot of people take it as seriously. I mean, like, we're in the pool, and when you think of the pool, like, you're having fun, but we do train a lot, and it does take up a lot of our time, and a lot of people don't see that. Like, we do spend most of our time, like, in the pool or in the weight rooms, so if anything, I would love for more people to realize that about us.
Denise, what inspired you to start swimming, and how did you get so involved with it?
So I started swimming when I was like 8 or 9. I tried a lot of different sports when I was younger, and none of them really stuck. And my best friend at the time was doing swim lessons, so I wanted to try it, and I immediately fell in love with it. I can't imagine my life without swimming. The more I swam, I realized this was the sport that I was actually good at. So I continued on from when I was 8, swam club in high school, and then obviously now I'm here.
And how do you stay so motivated during tough training sessions or even after disappointing performances?
It's definitely difficult, but swimming is such a broad kind of sport. There's so much that goes into it. One bad race doesn't really define you as an athlete, and it's more of just telling yourself that you have so many more opportunities to go on, especially since our season feels like it lasts all 9 months that we're here. So I just try to tell myself there's always next time, and what can I learn from this to improve.
And I feel like it does last really long. I feel like you guys are always doing
beginning of the
something.
school year, end of school year, always swimming.
Crazy. And then continuing on the motivation track, both of you, who has been your biggest influence during your career?
For me, my dad, he follows my swimming like really closely, and he'll send me texts after practice, ask how practice was. He'll send me updates about people in the same league as us and be like, hey, did you see what they're doing? And I'll be like, yeah. And so for me, he's always pushing me to do better. I think a lot of people might expect maybe me to say my coach, but for me, it's my dad.
That's good. And for you?
I would say something similar. It sounds silly, but like my younger brother, he takes the sport a lot more seriously than I do. Like he's kind of at the point where he's like going his best times all the time, and he's like really like at his peak of training, and he'll text me and be like, oh, what do you do today? Like this is what I did. And he really, if anything, like he keeps up with my progress more than anyone else. And I mean, he's only 15, but he knows a lot about the sport and he really loves it. So just having someone like that, it reminds me of like when I was younger. So it's really nice to have.
And do you guys think that every athlete, if they want to be successful, should have some sort of like motivation to look out for?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think if you have like a bunch of friends in your sport, like the swim team is all really close with each other. So our friends like help us keep going, and so that's something I can look forward to. Like if I gotta get up and go to practice at 5:30, I know my friends are gonna be there, so it's a little more motivation to go. Same with swim meets, like it's a lot of fun, like when your friends are there.
Carter, can you walk me through a typical day of training and what it takes to maintain peak performance?
So I'll just say on Mondays, for example, I have practice in the morning, I have lifts in the morning, and then right after lift, we go straight into the pool, maybe eat a snack or something, because if you don't, you're not gonna do well. And then you go to class, you have a little bit of rest. For me, I only have a couple hours, 4 hours, until I practice again in the afternoon. And like I said, you have to eat. If you don't eat, you're not gonna do well. You will like fall apart in the weight room and in the pool. So you need to eat and you need to take naps. If you don't nap, you're done. You're gonna fall asleep in class, you're gonna fall asleep all the time, it's not gonna work.
How do you mentally prepare before a race or a dive? Do you have any like pre-race routines?
I listen to music, always. I love listening to music, I think it gets me hyped up. And also, I like to visualize my race. A lot of coaches have told me to think of your race, like literally what you do. So I think of that. I sit down, I think of what I'm doing, and then I try and execute it.
And for the both of you, how do you balance the intense physical demands of the sport with your academics and personal life?
Sure, yeah. Personally, I mean, as a nursing student, like it's a lot to balance like between like lectures and practices and clinicals and stuff. But I think the most important thing is finding time for yourself, whether it's like anywhere between like 30 minutes to like an hour. Like even me personally, like before I go to bed, like I'll have a cup of tea and just like do like color by numbers, like something that just like takes your mind off of like absolutely everything that you have to do. Because if you're always thinking, oh, I have training or I have this exam or whatever it is, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. Like if you don't have even 15 minutes to yourself to just forget about everything else going on, it's gonna drive you insane. Yeah.
You gotta get ahead. If you fall behind, you'll never catch up.
Yeah. How do you guys describe your guys' team dynamic and support?
Good. Like I said before, we're super, super close. The guys and the girls teams are very close, but I'd say like amongst the guys teams, like we're all like, I mean, we live with each other. We're very supportive of each other. We keep each other going through practice, through meets, and through hard times, because, I mean, without each other, I don't know how we would do it.
Yeah. I mean, the girls team, like, those are my sisters. Like, there's no, there's nothing else to say about that. We're so close. We don't feel like we're being forced to, like, hang out with each other, like, outside of the pool. Like, we do see each other a lot, like, just in between, like, training and classes, but we go out of our ways to, like, see each other on the weekends or like do things with each other that have nothing to do with swimming.
Denise, what has been your proudest moment or achievement in your career?
My proudest moment, that is a great question. I would say last year we had a meet against Monmouth and I had won my first like collegiate race. It was in the 200 breast. It was fun. I've never had like a moment like that before, so it was really nice to get out of the pool and see the one next to my lane.
Definitely. And then Carter, how is it competing in the A10 championship and placing third and creating a new school record?
It took a lot of work to get there. My freshman year season, I didn't realize how much effort I would need to really put in throughout the year to get the result I wanted. And by the time I got to A10s and performed well, I'd like to say, I was so happy and I would do it over again, and I'm ready to do it over again this year.
Would you say you have any aspirations beyond college, such as participating in the Olympics or coaching later down?
I think that we have to see how my college career goes.
Right. To finish things up, if either of you could compete in another sport, what sport would it be and why?
Tennis.
Tennis?
I loved tennis growing up. It was so fun.
I think I'd compete in volleyball.
Okay.
I love volleyball.
Okay,
And
you got the height. Yeah, you got the height.
height.
And then finally, what's the best piece of advice you guys have ever been given?
My dad told me to stay humble and stay hungry.
Okay.
And I think of that every day.
Okay.
My dad told me not to take life too seriously.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And what's one advice you'd give someone who might be interested in starting swimming but not quite sure?
Give it longer than you think, because you gotta see the results, and it takes a while to see the results before you start really enjoying it.
Yeah, I would say don't beat yourself up. There's more downs and lows than you think there's going to be, and that's completely normal. There's no highs without your lows.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys for coming today. I really appreciated you guys' answers.
Thank
I
you.
wish you the best of luck with your 9-month season, however long that is. And back to the desk. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have all of this week's upcoming games. Stay tuned.
Of an overwhelming situation.
Alcoholism is a disease that can affect any family. Everyone suffers, but there is help and hope at Al-Anon Family Groups.
Al-Anon gave me my life back. I'm a better father and husband.
Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Local and virtual meetings are available. Maybe one could work for you. Call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agreed, the scammers are out of control.
Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/secure-our-world.
Unused prescription opioid pain medicines can spell risk if they're taken by someone they weren't prescribed for, or harm if accidentally taken by a child or a pet. Safely dispose of opioids before they can hurt your family. Find a drug take-back option such as medicine drop-off boxes. If there isn't one available, check the FDA's flush list. If your medicine isn't on the flush list, you can dispose of it in the trash. Get information to keep your family safe.
I drive 65,000 miles each year in my bus. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. You don't want to be in the blind spot of a 40,000-pound bus when I have less than a second to react. I do what I can by changing lanes and taking turns slowly. It really helps when people look out for me too. Give me room to operate safely. It's our roads, it's our safety.
Welcome back. We have a busy week of Explore Sports, so here's what you have to look forward to. Women's soccer will travel to Fairfax to face off the George Mason Patriots this Thursday, while on Sunday, they'll be traveling again to take on George Washington on Friday. Field hockey will be traveling to Virginia to take on the University of Richmond at 5 p.m.
The men's and women's cross-country team will travel to Lehigh University to race at the Paul Short Run this Saturday. On the same day, men's soccer will play at home against George Mason at 7 p.m. This Sunday, the men's golf will travel to New York for the Matthews Auto Collegiate Golf Invitational.
Some exciting things.
Very exciting things. For the hockey, hopefully they can
overcome
what happened
and come out with a win.
Come out with a win.
So we can talk about it next week.
Yep.
And so since I learned my lesson 2 weeks ago, and it's not play, it's racing. Are you ready to race?
I am ready. I'm very excited.
Tell us about it. What are we looking forward to?
It's a big race. There's like a brown race and a gold race. I'm in the gold race. I don't know what it really means. It's basically the same thing. Okay. It's just so many people. Okay. I'm really excited to see the people race, especially Stella. I think she's going to do a really good race.
Yeah, she is really good this season.
Yeah, training hard. The men, it'll be good to see what they can do. They've got high expectations to come second in A10s, so I think this is a good challenge to see how they do. But enough about cross country. I feel like I can talk about it all day. But we also need to talk about the golf, the football.
Yeah. Okay. So golf, I feel like they've been pretty good right now. I don't know. They're invitationals. They got that. Women's soccer. They're in a kind of like a little tie loop right now. They tied a game, won a game, tied a game. So let's win a game next time. I have faith in them.
At least there's the pattern. There's a pattern, kind of.
Yeah, there's a pattern.
Win,
but
tie, win, tie.
Yeah, that means we're gonna win next. So.
Yeah.
All is well. Anything else?
Men's, I think I'm excited to see this. They're playing at home. Hopefully we'll get a good crowd. Only Outlaws. People show up. Let's get them.
Very true. This just about wraps it up for this week. If you can't make it out to see the Explorers play, be sure to tune in next week for our coverage. Keep up with this weekend's other sporting events by visiting goexplorers.com.
Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/SalleTV and on Instagram at SportsLine LTV. We welcome you to send us your thoughts and suggestions there.
For our entire SportsLine team, I'm Riley Kavchuk.
And I'm Gwen Good. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the game. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.